welcome back to Tigerchick's Resin Jungle. As part of my fall theme, I'm going to do this soap dish or trinket tray, whatever you want to make it. I got it off of Temu. It's got a little bends here, but I think once the resin goes in, it'll fill out and it'll be fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try some marbling, and I'm going to try the marbling in orange, grass green, and coffee. They kind of look like fall colors. And I just thought of it. I've got a lime green glitter that I can add to the green grass. I've got a pumpkin glitter I can add to the orange mica. And coffee and espresso. Those go together. So I've got micas and glitters for all to mix all together in 3 different cups. I have no idea what the ounces are in this, so I'm going to guess. I'm going to hope it's at least 8, because that's what I'm going to mix up. And we'll find out if I need to mix up more or not. But I'm going to mix these 3 colors into 3 different cups, and then I'm going to try marbling them. I haven't tried marbling yet, so we'll see how it comes out. So let me mix up my resin, and I'll get back to you so we can add in my colors. All right. So I'm using the Let's Resin epoxy resin, and this is part A, this is part B. So I'm going to, I've seen this done on another channel, Glitz and Glitter by Michelle. She's been adding the mica powder to the cups and then adding alcohol to them to mix them up before you actually add the resin. I'm going to add my mica powders to my cups. Then I'm going to add the alcohol to the cups. And right now I'm just trying to make up my mind how much actual orange I want. I'm trying to make them equal so that one's not more colored than the other. So it took me a minute to go, okay, this looks like about the same amount as the other color. I did learn, if you do this and you do add alcohol to your mica powders, it's probably better to pour it in than to use the sprayer, because it didn't look like it on the green and the orange as much, but when you spray that in there, it actually blows mica powder everywhere. And maybe it's because my cups were really small, because I wasn't doing big amounts, but I learned that, next time I'm just going to pour some alcohol in there from like another container instead of spraying it in there like that. Because as you'll see in a minute or so, when I get to the coffee color, it just kind of blasts all over the top of my spray bottle. You don't really see it with the orange and the green, but I was like, whoa. After that, I had to do a little bit of cleanup. Just was not what I was expecting. But it does mix the mica powders really well, so they do mix into your resin quite nicely. You don't have as many chunks. And for some reason, I am just a klutz today. I can't seem to keep things standing up straight. Look at that. Just watch it blast right out. So, next time I'll just pour it in. Because now I needed to clean up my area, clean up my containers. That beep was my resin mixing machine just going off, telling me that my resin was done being mixed. So now I'm just giving I'm off screen a little bit. That would have been better to see on screen, but what I did after the resin was done with the machine is I just took it, I scraped the sides and the bottom, did a little slow mixing to just make sure that it got the sides and the bottom because it's in the mixer. the mixer doesn't really do the sides and the bottom so well. It does mix really well, but you still have to scrape your sides and your bottom once you're done. So I did that, but you didn't really see me do that because I was kind of off screen. Now I'm pouring the resin into my cups and just trying to make them all equal in size. I'm gonna put you on a fast forward here so you don't have to watch me mix these in real time. I'm just mixing up each of the colors for each of the cups really quickly. They're not actually going this fast. It's sped up. In real time it took me a good couple of minutes to stir all these up. Now I did go and add in the glitters into each of the colors, and you'll see me go back and forth a few times with the green because even though it looked like I was putting a lot in, I really wasn't putting much in, and you could barely see the glitter in the resin. The orange and the copper one, those ones, the amount of glitter I put in, you could see really well. So I just keep, going back and adding more to the green. And then, once I'm happy with the color, I then, will be pouring it into the mold. So I went back and forth a couple of times, adding, a little bit more mica powder to each, just trying to get it, to the sparkle that I wanted to see. Because I did want to see a little bit of sparkle. I didn't want it to be full of glitter. I just wanted a little sparkle. So now here I'm spraying my alcohol into the mold to try and help with the bubbles. And at first I'm like, okay, I'm going to pour, maybe this color. So once I clean my sticks up, I start with going, okay, I'll use this color, or maybe I'll use that color. But I actually decided that I wanted to see the green color on the top. So you'll see in a minute here where I'm like, okay, am I going to pour the orange? Do I want to pour this one? Oh, no. Maybe not. I don't know. I couldn't make up my mind. So I decided finally, okay, I'm going to go with the green because I thought about it and I'm like, the green is going to be the first thing that hits the mold. And the first thing that hits the mold, is probably what you're going to see. And then I just start layering them and doing different designs, trying to, mix them up a little bit so that when they get flowing down into the side of the mold, that I'll get some kind of marbling effect. Like I said at the beginning, this is the first time I've ever tried marbling, so you guys won't have seen the result yet, but I think it came out pretty well for my first attempt at marbling. I will probably try marbling again in something else, but this was my first one, so I thought it came out pretty nice. We'll see what you guys think when you get to the end of the video. So, as I said, I'm just going in and I'm layering the different colors. I'm trying to layer it in different directions. Sometimes I'm doing circles, sometimes I'm doing squigglies, sometimes I'm just, going back and forth. Sometimes I'm doing a circle and a squiggly. But, either way, I'm just layering them back and forth until I fill the mold up. So I hope you guys are enjoying my videos. My subscribers are going up, so yay. Thank you all to my new subscribers. Thank you to all my existing subscribers. Welcome to all my new subscribers. Let me get that in the right order. I'm enjoying making these videos, and I keep buying new molds. I've got more molds than I know what to do with. I think I had a count of 100 and something molds. So I could probably do at least 100 videos without having to duplicate a video at all and making the same thing a different way. And then I probably won't even have that problem because I'll probably continue to buy molds. I mean, this week alone I bought
two or three different molds. Can't even remember now. And they'll be coming up in future videos because they're Halloween themed. So stay tuned for those. I'm really excited. I can't wait to get to the Halloween. I like fall, but I really like and enjoy Halloween. So I'm looking forward to making some of the Halloween molds that I have for you guys. And I found one, and I don't remember who it's made by, but I think it's really, really cute. So I've got everything in my mold. It's completely full. I just wiped off a little excess there. And I don't leave my molds where I'm filming. I actually move my molds off to the side so that if I have extra resin, which I did, because I didn't know how much this was going to take, and I mixed up 8 ounces, as you saw earlier, and it only took 4. So I'm putting my mold onto, I have a clear plastic clipboard, so I just slide it onto there so that I can get it off of my working area and put it onto my curing area. So now that it's on my little clipboard, I can add the last little bits of resin to fill it up. I didn't want to do that before I slid it onto the clipboard because I didn't want it to overflow moving it onto the clipboard. It actually, when I go to move it off the clipboard, because I filled it up now, it actually does spill a little bit in my curing area, but you guys don't see that because I don't usually film the curing area. It's just to the side of me. It's nothing fancy. There's a heat mat over there, so if I need to put something on a heat mat, I can turn my heat mat on, so it just sits on top of it. So I ended up having extra resin, so I am going to be making a couple of extras for you to see. And here I'm just trying to get the last little bits out of the cup and trying to just still swirl them in, just not just plop them in. So I'm going through and scraping the cup out, and then I'm just using the stick to just drizzle it around inside the mold so that it, can continue to fill up to where it needs to be, so that I have very little trimming, if any, at the end. So we're just going to continue to watch me fill this up a little bit more with the last little remnants of the resin until I get it completely filled up. I'm still working and learning how to do videos and learning how to do voiceovers and how to start sticking things into my videos, like little pop-ups and bells and things like that. So don't be surprised if I, start popping things up on the screen occasionally. I'm not going to go crazy with it, but I do want to learn how to do different things with my videos to make them more entertaining for you guys. So I'm filling them up. I've got it on my plastic tray. It's getting there, we're almost done. And then I had made 8 ounces at the beginning of this video, and like I said, I've never made the mold before, so I had no clue how many ounces I needed. And in a minute, you're going to see me making a reminder for myself in the video of how many ounces I used in the mold so that I can remember going forward. Because I'm trying not to talk, I'm trying to do voiceovers because I'm wearing my PPE, and I can't talk while I'm doing resin wearing my PPE. So here is my 4, pointing at my cup, 4 ounces. That's what I used. That's what it took. I'm going to move it over to my off-screen curing area, which is just right next to me. It's nothing fancy. I have probably a 6-7 foot long by 3 foot long, 3 foot wide table that my husband built me this year, which is when I started doing these videos, and I thought it was going to be rather empty. I filled it up rather nicely. So now I've got 4 ounces left. I've decided that what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour the remaining resin into the cups that I have, and I'm going to color the geode mold that I just pulled out the exact same colors I just did the bowl in. And then, you know, we're just going to see how that turns out. And at the end of this video, you'll see how both turned out. And I actually like both of them. I thought they both turned out very nicely. I've never mentioned it, but the mat that I'm using, that you see underneath everything, that's the Let's Resin, I believe it's their large collection mat. And I use that underneath my projects so that if I spill any resin or any mica or any glitter, pretty much anything, it doesn't ruin my workspace, because it's a silicone, thick, heavy mat. And you can just, you know, clean it with alcohol. You can pull any dried resin off of it. I love the mat. It's great. So I'll link that below. I can try and link the mica powders. I'm not sure if I've linked them before. But like I said, I'm trying to remember to do things different and add things to my videos and my descriptions. I've started changing up how I write my video descriptions now. In my video descriptions, I'll include, so I don't have to keep saying it in every video, but I can include, you know, links to the molds. I can include links to the resins, to the colors. I decided here I'm just going to add some of those fall leaves to this one in the middle. And I figured they'd kind of stay there. I actually expected them to clump up more, because resin does what resin does, and usually resin pulls from the outsides to the middle. If you've ever watched resin when it's curing, everything kind of moves to the middle. So I actually expected these guys to be really clumped up in the middle, and I was a little surprised when we get to the end where they kind of spread out a little bit, but I'm okay with it. It's fine. So, back to what I was doing, or what I was saying. I know I feel like I'm jumping all over the place, but I'm trying to get better at my voiceovers. I'm trying to make things entertaining. I don't want you guys to be sitting here like, wow, all she does is just talk about, you know, what she's doing. She doesn't do anything interesting. So, I'm trying to throw some interesting in. As I was saying, my table is long, like 6-7 feet, about 3 feet wide. Thought it was going to be really empty, but I've got 2, like, Sterilite drawer sets on the desk. One of them houses holds all of my molds, some of my colors. The other one has some things that I can add into things, glitters and flowers and gems, that kind of stuff. And then, because I didn't have this table set up last year, my husband built it this year, and you may have actually seen the table a little bit in probably my first video, because back then I wasn't filming overhead, I was filming like lengthwise. I filmed down the table. So you may have actually seen the table and me in the video doing everything, because I wasn't set up to film directly down. So look at me at klutz, I keep knocking things over. Okay. So you may have seen the table then. But I actually have on that table, along with all that stuff, I have my resin, my mixer, my UV curing machine, my degasser. I actually have a pressure pot. So I've got a lot of stuff on my table. And hopefully someday I can have an entire room dedicated to my resin where I could have, the table will just be my workspace, and then I will have spaces to put all of my stuff. Right now I don't have that. I just have this one table to work on. So I have to make do with what I've got. So I use this one area here, and look, I just knocked over my cup into my project. These silicone spatulas are the best, and I want to do a shout out and a thank you to Michelle from Glitz and Glitter. I'll link her channel down below also. She was the one that recommended these spatulas, and when you're using these little like Dixie cups that have the ribs on the inside, you can scrape those with your popsicle sticks and you don't get all the resin out. You think you get all the resin out, but that silicone spatula, oh my god, does it get the resin out. It is like the best thing. I am so glad I bought them. You can get them on Amazon, and I can link them down below too. I think they're like $6-7, maybe $10 at the top. I don't think they're that expensive. But you get like, I think it's 6 of them in a package. So far I've only used one because I like purple, so I'm doing purple. I had extra resin because I mixed up 8. I used 4 in a bowl. I used however many in this geode mold. So I decided to throw the rest into some extras. So I did this butterfly. I did that pink flower. I think I don't remember if I do any others, because now I'm doing the voiceover and it's been a week since I made the video, so I'm kind of relearning what I did while I'm watching it and doing the editing while I'm explaining everything to you. So I guess that's one way to do it. But I am continuing, this is continuing into my fall videos. I'm planning on having 4 fall videos for basically the month of September. The last one was this same geo mold with different colors. So there I did duplicate one. But this one wasn't the main piece of the video, so I'm okay with it. The main piece of the video was the bowl. This was just an extra because I had extra. I'm just cleaning up a little bit of the butterfly to get the overpour on it. Again, this is another silicone squeegee type thing that just works really well to get any excess off of your molds so that you don't have, overpour and parts to clean up as much. Again, those were another thing that were recommended by Michelle at Glitz and Glitter. I've been watching a lot of her videos, and she's really great. And if you guys haven't checked her out, you really should. I watch a lot of YouTube videos now. I didn't used to. And I so want to be as good as half the people I watch. Or all the people I watch. I don't really know. I mean, I just want to be that good. And I guess that just comes with practice and time and trying different things. So, I'm going to do 4 videos that are going to be fall themed. And I'm not really quite sure what I'm doing for fall theme because I really don't have a lot of molds that are really fall dedicated, per se. I do have Halloween ones, like I said before. I had some Halloween ones from last year. I've picked up a few new Halloween ones that I'm really excited to try. I can't wait. I don't want to rush the year, but I really want September to be over because I really want to move into my Halloween themed stuff. And again, there will be like 4 videos because I'll do Halloween stuff the entire month of October. And I'm really trying not to do Halloween stuff in September. Really trying. And it's so hard. I was like, oh, I should just move into Halloween. And I'm like, no. Don't move into Halloween. You only did one video of fall. You need to keep doing more fall videos. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'll do another fall video. But I'm like, I don't know what to do for fall videos. Anybody has any suggestions on what you think I could do for another fall video, that would be great. Let me know. Put it in the comments below. Maybe I don't know. I just can't wait. Next year, because I'm planning on doing this, going forward for, as long as I can. Next year I'll have better fall projects because by then I'm sure I'll have bought more molds. Because like I've said before in previous videos, I have a mold fetish. I can't stop buying molds. I keep buying them. I don't have any place to put them all. I'm like those people with shoes, where they have more shoes. They have shoes to go with this outfit or that outfit or this color or that color. I'm turning into one of those people with molds. I keep buying them because I see something and I think, oh, that's cute, I want to make it. I don't know what I'll do with it. Sell it, maybe, at some point. I haven't sold anything yet. I do plan on attempting to sell some of my stuff, but I haven't figured out how I want to do that yet. I don't know if I want to try doing it at like a craft show, if I want to try selling online. At some point I'll figure it out. And when I do, I'll let you guys know when I do, how I do, and how it turns out. But in the meantime, I just keep buying molds. I watch other people's YouTube videos and go, oh, that's such a cute mold. I have to have it. And then I go and I buy it. Which is terrible. It's like impulse buying. I just can't stop myself. Is there an AA group for mold obsessions for resin artists? Maybe we should start one. So, I think I've, at this point, filled up and used up all of the resin that I have, all 8 ounces. I've done a couple of flowers. I've done a butterfly. I've done the extra coaster mold. And I've done the tray. So, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you'll keep coming back. I hope you'll bring some friends. Tell your friends. The more the merrier. Yay. I really want to get to Halloween, but I don't want to rush the year because I want the rest of the year to go by slow because, we're into the last 3 months of the year, which is really 4 months. It seems like 3, but it's September, October, November, and December. The last 4 months of the year just seem to fly by. I mean, we're already halfway through September, and I just came back from vacation, and it feels like it's only been like a day, and that was, 11 days ago, 12 days ago. I came back on the 1st, so, and here it's the 13th, so time flies, and you're not noticing it. But, before you know it, September will be over, and then we'll be into October, and you'll blink, and it'll be Halloween, and then you'll blink again, and it'll be Thanksgiving, and you'll blink again, and it'll be Christmas, and then you blink, and it'll be New Year's, and the year's over. And you're like, oh my God, it's January. Where did the time go? So, I don't want to rush into my Halloween stuff. But I really, really want to do it. I'm so excited for it. I can't wait to do it, and I can't wait to see how they turn out. I'm dying to see them. I really want to do them. Okay, I digress. I will stop with the Halloween stuff. After Halloween, once we get through fall, we get through Halloween, I do have Christmas stuff that I'm going to be doing. And then, you know, that'll probably be the end of my themed things for the year. I will actually, you know, we'll keep doing videos, but come January, the major holidays are done at the time. So I can go back to doing just whatever strikes my fancy that week. So I'm just finishing up, cleaning up these molds a little bit, and then we're going to get to the demold. So see you there.
Hi, welcome back to Tigerchick's Resin Jungle. Today is demolding day, and I had a bunch of leftovers, so I poured a bunch of extras. So we've got this little extra here, which is a flower, a couple of bubbles on the back, but hopefully there's none on the inside. This was left over from the glitter mix that I made yesterday. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Look at that. It's beautiful. All right, and we've got this. It's another flower. Again, leftovers. This one has a few bubbles. There's a bubble here. There's a bubble up here. Other than that, it looks pretty. A little bit of overpour here. There we go. Just pick that off. That's pretty. You just file that little section off right there and you wouldn't even know. How's that look? Pretty. All right, we got a butterfly. Let's hope there's no bubbles in the butterfly. And again, this was just extras, so who knows what the butterfly will look like. Ooh, pretty. She's mostly gold on the back, but she's green in the front. Pretty, okay. And then we've got a bunch of little butterflies that I put into my cup. We got some pink ones. And we got a pink one. Let's throw those into here. Another pink one. Pink. Yeah, I love about this mold is it empties out so easily. Takes nothing to pop these little guys out. Extra there. And there. And then we got some green ones here. This guy's not so good. We'll chuck him. Oh, look at the green butterfly. Isn't he pretty? Got a bunch of little green ones. Just pop these out. That one's not so good. Good. Okay. A couple of these didn't have some bubbles, so they're not as good as they should be. So I'm just going to toss those. All right, takes care of the butterflies. Now I've got a cup of butterflies of all different colors. Look at them all. Okay. All right. Now, I had this geode mold, and I poured in all the different colors, and then we let them set. So let's see how they turned out. These are all fall colors, so we may have to back this one. Let's see. Ready? 1, 2. Wow, glittery. All the colors blended together. Makes super sparkle, and the leaves that I stuck in the middle kind of spread out a little bit, but that's okay. I think it looks pretty good. One's done. All right, then we've got my marbling attempt with the 3 colors in the soap dish, or the Trinket dish, or whatever you want to call it. And I've never poured this one before because it's new. Let's see. How do we do here? Alright, I'll turn my little back right side in. Alright, here we go. Alright, got a little trimming to do on the bottom here. But let's see what it looks like. Well, the sides look nice. Look at that. Wow. I like that all the glitter, I like that this is kind of all green. I like that all the glitter is in here. And there's just a hint of it on the sides. And you can see all the different colors that we used. Because we used the green glitter, the orange pumpkin glitter. Oops, hold on here. Green glitter, which is actually called extra fine lime. Then we have extra fine pumpkin. And we had extra fine espresso. And I could see all of the colors, plus we had the mica powders that matched all of those. So I could see the green mica powder, I could see the orange mica powder, and I could see the coffee mica powder. And there are no bubbles. I got no bubbles on the rim. I do have to trim up this edge here because it's got a little bit of overpour on it. See right here. And once that's done, it'll be a beautiful little bowl. And maybe I'll add some writing or something in here. I do have a Cricut machine, so I could come up with a saying to put in here, and then I could cover it over with some clear and UV it, and it'd still look good. Or I could put the writing on the edge. Not sure which yet. But I think all these fall colors worked well on the items that they were for. Hi. Okay, so I got out my Cricut machine. I found a nice phrase, and I cut it out in some glitter vinyl. And here it is. It says Autumn Vibes, and it's a copper glitter vinyl. So when you put it down like this, you don't really notice it too much, but if you turn it, you can see it, and you know it's there. It's subtle. I like it. And then I put a top coat of UV resin over it so that it doesn't come off, which is now dry. So I did that. And the other thing I did is this one that I made also. I did the same phrase, but in an orange on top of the coaster. And I did it in the middle. I was debating on the top, the bottom. I went with the middle. And I still need to top coat this, but I will do that when I have another project going. I don't want to mix up resin just to top coat something, and I don't want to use the UV on it because it's such a big area. I'd rather use regular UV and just let it, regular resin and just let it cure overnight. So I put the same thing on both of these. I was debating on using the orange in here, but I decided on the glitter because I just liked it better. I mean, I like the orange, and it does stand out in the glitter. But I wanted something more sparkly in here. I didn't just want a flat orange like this. Flat orange is good for this, but I wanted something specialer in here. So, that's it for the video. I'll get some glamour shots, and until next time, bye!